Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived a humble farmer who owned a donkey named Charlie. For years, Charlie had been the backbone of the farm, carrying heavy loads and helping with the plowing. But as time passed, Charlie grew older, his steps slower, his strength fading. The farmer, seeing Charlie's declining health, decided to let him live out his remaining days grazing peacefully in the open fields. One warm, golden afternoon, Charlie wandered away from his usual path, happily nibbling on patches of fresh grass. But as fate would have it, his hoof slipped, and he tumbled into an old, abandoned well. The fall was deep, and the narrow walls trapped him inside. Terrified and unable to escape, Charlie began to cry, his braying echoing through the countryside. Hours passed, and his cries grew louder, desperation woven into every sound. A villager passing by heard the pitiful wails. Alarmed, he followed the sound to the well and was horrified to see Charlie at the bottom. Without hesitation, the man ran to alert the farmer. The farmer arrived quickly, his heart heavy with worry. Seeing Charlie in such a hopeless situation, his eyes filled with tears. He called upon his neighbors for help, and soon a group of villagers gathered around the well. They tried everything: ropes, makeshift pulleys, even ladders, but nothing worked. Charlie was too far down, and their efforts only exhausted them. As the day wore on, the farmer, defeated and burdened by the harsh reality, made a painful decision. "Charlie is old," he said quietly, his voice trembling. "Even if we get him out, he won't have much time left. It's better to let him rest now." The neighbors, though reluctant, agreed. They decided to fill the well with dirt to bury Charlie and give him a peaceful end. With heavy hearts, they began shoveling dirt into the well. At first, Charlie panicked. As the soil rained down on his back, he brayed louder, his cries filled with anguish. Was this really the end? But amidst the chaos of his fear, something remarkable stirred within him, a spark of defiance, of resilience. With every shovel of dirt that landed on him, Charlie did something extraordinary. He shook it off and stepped onto it, using the soil as a platform to raise himself higher. Again and again, the dirt came down, and each time, Charlie shook it off and stepped up. The villagers noticed that Charlie's cries had stopped. Curious, the farmer peered into the well and gasped in disbelief. There was Charlie, steadily rising higher, determined and resolute. With one final leap, Charlie emerged from the well, dirty but alive, his eyes reflecting a fire that hadn't dimmed despite everything. The villagers stood in stunned silence, their shovels frozen mid-air. The farmer fell to his knees, overwhelmed with emotion. He realized that Charlie's spirit was far stronger than he had ever imagined. The donkey trotted away, his steps proud and purposeful. He didn't look back, not because he was bitter, but because he had discovered something invaluable: his own worth. From that day on, Charlie lived freely, embracing his second chance at life. He taught everyone who heard his story a lesson they would never forget. When life throws dirt at you, shake it off and use it to rise higher. Tough times don't define you. Your response to them does. Even when the world seems to give up on you, never stop believing in yourself. Because like Charlie, your strength and worth are greater than anyone else can see. Enjoyed the story? Like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content that inspires and empowers.